It's not just performance. Leaders can deliver more than just high performance. Effective leaders motivate others to achieve what is better and more successful and hence achieve excellence. The topic of this session is leadership and excellence, and the speaker is Dr. Meenakshi Malhotra, professor at University Business School, Punjab University, Chandigarh. Besides having a teaching experience of 39 years, Professor Meenakshi has glorious experience at administrative level also. She has worked as Dean University Instructions, Punjab University, Chandigarh from June 2017 to April 2018. She has also been ex officio member of Punjab University Senate as well as member of Faculty of Languages, Arts and Laws. Ma'am has worked as first Chief Vigilance Officer of Punjab University and solved as many as 33 challenging cases during the period. Ma'am has worked as Director, University Institute of Hotel and Tourism Management, Punjab University. She was nominated as chairperson of Standing Committee for Monitoring Guidelines for Processing Serious Charges of Allegation against the university and its officers and others from 2009 to 2012. Ma'am has been member of Sexual Harassment Redressal Committee of Punjab University from 2011 to 2013. Ma'am has also worked as Dean Student Welfare, Punjab University, Chandigarh. Professor Meenakshi Malhotra has guided 30 research scholars, 1 postdoctoral scholar, has 24 research papers published in national and international journals. Her areas of specialization have been organizational behavior, organizational development, human resources, emotional intelligence. Professor Meenakshi Malhotra was given award for excellent research and outstanding contribution to research in the field of commerce and management by Punjab Commerce and Management Association in the year 2015. Ma'am has given her expert advice to UGC also for evaluating research proposals as well as evaluating them in the mid-review of the ongoing projects. I welcome Professor Meenakshi Malhotra here. Ma'am, the list was so long. I'm so sorry if I missed. I'm sure I must have missed something. So please accept me for that. Over to you, ma'am. Over to you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I mean, I never knew it going to be that. You're going to read out so much. Otherwise, I wouldn't have sent you the material. Thank you.
We are honored to have you.
During your work, you have to do all this. So we have been doing it.
Yes,
nothing great. It's part of we all are doing.
But you have done amazing work at administrative level also, ma'am.
I was fortunate that along with my academic career, I became professor, and then I was also doing a lot of administrative work for the university.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for inviting me here, and I have many students who are working as faculty members here in your faculty, and I am extremely grateful to you all. Now, the topic which I have to today I was asked to discuss with you was leadership and excellence, and it was a very. I was thinking, what should I talk to you? This was something. Leadership, I wanted to make it a little more lively because all of you have some idea about leadership. So I wanted to add something new to the whole thing. So I can start with my presentation and yes, we can start with our presentation.
Yes.
So dear participants, I hope you can all see the presentation.
Yes, ma'am. It's visible.
Visible? All right. You can hear me? And
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So when I talk of leadership, I first have to understand, let's all come to a consensus so that we all think what leadership is alike. So leadership, basically, I will call it a process in which there is social influence which maximizes the efforts of others. I influence others so that efforts of others can be maximized towards the achievement of a goal. That's what a leader does. If you see the basic components of leadership, there are basically 4 components of leadership. These are process, influence, occurs within a group context, and goal attainment. Process means, the term process relates to how a leader inspires his followers and how is he impacted by them. Both ways. I also get impacted. Leadership becomes a participatory experience for everyone. Everyone tries to participate in it. So basically, if you think of process of leadership, it is a transactional event between the leader and the followers. Leader किसका है? Follower का है ना? Follower तो होने चाहिए. Without followers, there is no leadership. So there has to be somebody who must follow. Now, leaders influence their followers by becoming their role models. That's how it should be. This is concerned with how the leader affects followers and communication that occurs between them. How I influence. It has to occur within a group context. Leadership involves influencing group of individuals with shared purpose. You are all in the colleges or universities. You are faculty members. So leadership involves influencing a group of individuals with shared purpose. All of you have one purpose, is to make your college or your university better. It's a shared purpose. And the principal or the head of the institution tries to influence you, take you towards that. So everyone in the group has to cooperate and collaborate. Now, these are the 2 very important words which I'm saying very easily. Everyone in the group has to cooperate and collaborate. I have to see other people who are there in the college or the university. I have to see how they are working and I have to adjust myself with it. I have to help them. I have to reach to a consensus with them. That is collaboration, and move towards a common goal. It is very easy to work alone, but very difficult when you're working together. Now, when Satinder and the team organizing committee would be planning for this program, they must have had so many ideas. They would have reached at some consensus.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
It's not easy
Yes.
to work when you're working in a team. Everybody has an idea, and speakers like me will have more ideas. ऐसे कर लेते हैं, ऐसे कर लेते हैं, you know. So easy to say. But then you have certain boundaries, and within those boundaries, you have to work. So leadership has to work in a group context. It has to have a group, and everyone has to cooperate, not compete. There's a difference between the word competition, cooperation, and collaboration. You have to understand. Within the same college, English department doesn't have to compete with Hindi department. It has to cooperate. It has to collaborate and move towards a common goal, that is betterment of the college. And of course, the entire effort of the leader is to achieve common goals of the group. So we all have to work towards the common goals of the group. जैसे घर में होता है, मम्मी, पापा, दादा, दादी, आप बच्चे, we are all moving towards one goal, that is betterment of the family. Now, effective leaders, we have to talk about effectiveness now. As leaders, that is the topic, excellence. Now, effective leaders, who are they? Effective leaders are alike in one crucial way. They all possess high degree of emotional intelligence as well as traditional intelligence. My IQ, that is my traditional intelligence, and my technical capabilities. मुझे अकाउंटिंग आती है, मुझे साइकोलॉजी आती है, मुझे अपना मेडिकल आता है, मेडिसिन आती है. That is my traditional intelligence and my technical capability. वो तो मुझे आनी है. बट लीडरशिप के लिए एक और चीज जरूरी होती है, that is emotional intelligence. I may be a top class cardiologist, but can I work with people? I do so many programs at PGI where I get the top most doctors of India. Some of them are cardiologists, neurologists, gynecologists. They all complain one thing. They are all heads of the department, leaders of their departments. They'll say, Madam, kaam nahi karte log. People don't work. People don't want to work. Well, you as leaders have to see that they work. It is your weakness that people are not working. You are lacking something as a leader. I may be a fantastic cardiologist, but I do not know how to get work done from others. I may be an expert. That means I have very high technical capability. I have very high traditional intelligence. But whether I will be a good leader or not is a question mark. And for being a good leader, I also need, please mind my word, also. It's not that I can do without traditional intelligence and technical capabilities. I also need emotional intelligence. I may be a fantastic chartered accountant, but do I know how to get work done from people? How to take people along with me? How to cooperate with people? Your principal may be highly educated, but does he know how to take people along with him? How to take faculty members along with him? Now, that is where your emotional intelligence come in. So that is why I say, with a lot of research in this matter, that effective leaders are alike in one crucial way, that is, they all possess high degree of emotional intelligence. IQ and technical capabilities. IQ आपने सुना है, intelligence quotient, and technical capabilities. I may be technically very sound as an accountant, as a gynecologist, as a cardiologist. That is my technical capability. Are mainly the threshold capabilities. ये शुरू की चीजें हैं. That is, they are required and evaluated at the entry level for executive positions. I'm MBA. I'm an engineer. At entry level, this is very important. They are my threshold capabilities. They make me enter in my profession. As an individual goes higher in the organization and becomes a leader, he must possess high emotional intelligence for becoming effective. Yes, don't misunderstand me. We have to have high IQ. We have to have technical capabilities. They are at the threshold. मुझे banking आनी चाहिए to be a bank officer. मुझे cardiology आनी चाहिए. मुझे neurology आनी चाहिए. They are my technical capabilities. But when I go, they are okay at the entry level of your executive positions. But as you go higher and higher, you need emotional intelligence. So before going into the details of various effective leadership styles, let us first understand few concepts. I mean, I'm sure you've all heard about them, you've all used them, but still, let's come to a common platform. Understand few concepts like emotions, emotional intelligence, and components of emotional intelligence in the context of organizations. Look at this man, he's shouting on the phone. His IQ is 137 and EI is 0. EQ is 0, आता नहीं है काम करवाना, चिल्ला रहा है फोन के ऊपर. You know, today in the morning when I got up, I got a message from my daughter who is in America. She is working in one of the good companies there. She says, I was working on my weekend on a holiday. मेरे पास और कोई काम नहीं था तो मैंने ऑफिस का काम कर लिया. And you know, her boss wrote to her a small piece. Harsha, you have worked during your weekend. Have some time to relax now during the week. And she's so happy with this remark. इतनी खुश है वो कि उसने वो स्नैपशॉट मुझे भेजा है कि मॉम लुक हाउ माय बॉस इज रिकॉग्नाइजिंग माय एफर्ट. ब्यूटीफुल. एक एम्प्लॉय कितना खुश हो गया. कोई पैसे तो नहीं दिए बॉस ने उसको, लेकिन उसको खुश कर दिया, अप्रिशिएट करके, रिकॉग्नाइज करके दैट यू हैव वर्क एक्स्ट्रा गर्ल, सो आई एम रिकॉग्नाइजिंग योर एफर्ट एंड आई एम गिविंग यू this particular thing, reward, okay, that you can take off at any other time of the day. This is how you motivate your people. वो इतनी खुश हो रही है इसी बात से कि मेरे बॉस ने मेरे को ये स्नैपशॉट भेजा है. इतनी खुश है कि मुझे भेज रही है. See, imagine her motivational level. Beautiful. I mean, I was amazed. I said, look at this boss. He's so intelligent. काम लेना आता है इसको. कुछ नहीं किया उसने, कोई पैसे तो नहीं दिए, उसकी तनख्वाह नहीं बढ़ाई, बस उसको अप्रिशिएट किया कि भाई तूने वीकेंड पे. और अमेरिकन के लिए वीकेंड पे काम करना बहुत भारी समस्या है. हमारे यहाँ तो कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है, सतेंद्र जब मर्जी काम करती रहती है, ठीक है, लेकिन उनके लिए वीकेंड पे काम करना बहुत बड़ी बात है. सो आई मीन आई वाज अमेज्ड. मतलब उनकी थॉट प्रोसेस से मैं अमेज हुई कि देखो ये लोग कितने स्मार्ट हैं, यू नो, ये कैसे लोगों से काम करवाते हैं. और मेरी माय डॉटर इज एमबीए हरसेल्फ, यू नो. ये नहीं कि उसको पता नहीं है इन चीजों के बारे में, पता है. शी हरसेल्फ इज एन एमबीए इंजीनियर, एमबीए, बट स्टिल her boss could motivate her on this issue. I was surprised, you know. Anyway, that's how you get your work done. Now, what are emotions? Beautiful. Intense feelings that are directed at someone or something. They are very, very specific. I am angry with somebody. I am happy with this event. I'm happy because my brother is getting married. I'm sad because somebody very dear to me has died. So emotions are intense feelings that are directed at someone or something. एक इससे मिलता जुलता वर्ड हम यूज करते हैं, moods. आज मेरा मूड नहीं है काम करने का, हम सब सुनते हैं ये बात. Moods, they are feelings that tend to be less intense than emotions and lack a contextual stimulus. Mood is not directed at somebody. सुबह उठी, हस्बैंड से झगड़ा हो गया थोड़ा सा, फिर ऑफिस गई, कोलीग के साथ झगड़ा हो गया, फिर दोपहर को आते आते स्टूडेंट को 2-4 को डांट डूंट लगा दी. एंड ऑफ द डे आई एम फीलिंग वेरी बैड टुडे, आई एम इन ए वेरी बैड मूड. वो बहुत सारी चीजें इकट्ठी हो जाती हैं तो मेरा मूड खराब हो जाता है या अच्छा हो जाता है. So mood is not something which is directed at something or someone. It is more general, whereas emotion is more specific. Now there are varieties of emotions, human emotions. There are 6 universal emotions. चाहे मैं अमेरिका में रहूं, इंडिया में रहूं, जापान में रहूं, कहीं भी रहूं, हम सबके इंसानों के 6 universal emotions are there. They are anger, गुस्सा, fear, डर, sadness, उदासी, happiness, खुशी, disgust, and surprise. I repeat, anger, fear, sadness, happiness, disgust, and surprise. They are my emotions, human emotions. When I have, you know, sometimes I have to do an effort for a particular emotion. If I'm sure all of you must have seen a movie called Mera Naam Joker. You remember when Rajkumar's mother dies? He's so unhappy. किसी की माँ मर जाती है, unhappiness तो है. But he's a joker. He says show must go on. He makes people laugh. That is what is called emotional labor. When an employee expresses organizationally desired emotions during interpersonal transactions. मुझे गुस्सा आ रहा है लेकिन मैं अपना गुस्सा दिखा नहीं सकती हूँ, because that is not desirable. Air hostess, we are traveling by air. Sometimes certain passengers misbehave. बिना बात पे घंटी में जाए जाएंगे. वो irritate होती है, लेकिन she will not show on her face. She is not supposed to show. A salesman, उसको फजूल में customer गालियां निकाल रहा, but still he cannot show unhappiness on his face. He has to work. This is called labor. काम करना पड़ता है उसको, जैसे physical labor है, mental labor है. That is called emotional labor. Service industry में human beings have to do lot of emotional labor. Now, एक होते हैं हमारे felt emotions जो हम feel करते हैं. They are my actual emotions. जैसे राज कपूर was feeling sorry, was feeling sad. That is my felt emotion. But displayed emotion is happiness. Emotions that are organizationally required and considered appropriate in a given job. As a joker, he has to make people laugh, bring happiness around. So that is his displayed emotion. So sometimes my felt emotions are not the same as my displayed emotion. And for that, I have to work, I have to do labor, and that is called emotional labor. हम सबको करना पड़ता है. I may be very angry with the principal, but I cannot show my anger to her. I may be very sad for something. Sometimes I cannot show my sadness. Sometimes I cannot show my happiness, my disgust. कई बारी बॉस के साथ आप बड़े डिसगस्टेड हो जाते हो, लेकिन दिखा नहीं सकते हो भाई. दिखाओगे तो नौकरी चली जाएगी, आपकी वो क्या होती है, रिपोर्ट खराब हो जाएगी, कॉन्फिडेंशियल रिपोर्ट. So sometimes my felt emotions are different with my displayed emotion. Very good example is of air hostess. Salesman. हम सबको करना पड़ता है भाई, सबको करना पड़ता है. Women, at least I have seen, their felt emotions are very different than their displayed emotions. Sometimes you don't like a particular relative, but then you have to display that you are not too unhappy with him. That is emotional labor. All right. So coming back to emotional intelligence, this is how I understand emotional intelligence. It is the ability to recognize. बहुत simple मैंने आपके लिए definition ढूंढी है. It is ability to recognize, understand, and manage our own emotions, मेरे अपने, as well as recognize, understand, and influence the emotions of others. दूसरे लोगों के भी. इसमें दोनों parts हैं, मैं और दूसरे भी. And Daniel Goleman has done a lot of work on emotional intelligence, and he defines EI as the capacity for recognizing our own feelings and those of others, for motivating ourselves, as well as for managing emotions well in ourselves and in our relationships. That's how Daniel Goleman defines emotional intelligence. Please, if you have questions, Satinder, we take questions in the end. How do you do it, Satinder?
Yes, ma'am. Have a question answer session. Yes, please continue, ma'am.
Okay. Now coming to the components of emotional intelligence. First is self-awareness. अपने बारे में awareness. Self-management. To manage yourself, your emotions, control your emotions.
Participants, please mute yourself. Ma'am is presenting. Mute yourself, please. It's a request.
Then social awareness. Then finally, social skills. I will go one by one. Coming to self-awareness. That means the ability to recognize, understand your own emotions. अपने बारे में, अपने emotions, अपने positive and negatives, अपने drives, अपने needs, how much I know about them, as well as recognize the impact on my work performance. How is it going to affect my work, my relationships, and the like? If I get angry, how am I going to be impacted by it? I'm going to lose my job. If I get angry with a very important customer, company is going to throw me out. If I'm rude to my customer, they will throw me out. But I get angry because customer sometimes is very demanding. So I lose my temper, my anger. I get angry. I know myself. When do I feel sad? When do I feel happy? When do I feel disgusted? How much awareness do I have about my emotions? Now, this gives you self-confidence. If you know yourself, that gives you know your positives, you know your negatives, you know your emotions. So that gives you self-confidence. You realistically can make self-assessment. अपने बारे में आप assess कर सकते हो. When do I get, disgusted? When do I get sad? When do I become happy? What are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? How much I know? Research. We have done a lot of research on this. What we have found out is that if you see the gender differences, men are a little more aware of self, more self-awareness than women. I don't know if Satinder agrees with me or not, but that's how it is.
Yes, ma'am. I was also just noting it that I'll ask you at the end. Because what we have been reading is that women are more sensitive and more aware of all the feelings.
No. अभी बताती हूँ किस पे women अच्छी हैं. Don't worry. Satinder, I will do the justice. I will do the justice.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sure.
ये सब रिसर्च बेस्ड है, मतलब मेरा अपना इसमें कोई एडिशन नहीं है. Self management. How I manage my emotions. How I control my emotions. How I regulate myself. That is where self-regulation, self-management, self-control. Women score high on this because from the beginning of our life, our dadis, our mothers tell us, control your emotion. अपना गुस्सा दूसरों को नहीं दिखाना है, control yourself. Because woman is always uprooted from one plant, one soil and put it in another soil. So she has to, learn to manage her emotions.
Yes.
Then that shows my trustworthiness. How much people can trust me. Conscientiousness, my own conscientiousness. My adaptability to the situation. Women score very high on that. She adapts herself. Achievement orientation and initiative. So here I learn to control, to manage my emotions. Anger. For example, I get angry. How do I regulate this? Today is an era where I should not suppress my anger, because suppression of anger gives you high blood pressure, diabetes. We don't want that. So what do we want? We want management, anger management. So there are a lot of workshops these days going on in the world on anger management. That how do I manage my anger? I have to ask, I have to do cost benefit analysis. What is the use of getting angry? I ask this question to myself many times, and 99% of the time I get the answer, it's of no use. And then my anger goes down. But I have to adopt that. For example, if I'm fighting with my husband, 99% time it's useless. करना तो वही है जो होना है. So I come to this conclusion, छोड़ दो, leave it. Since I've learned this technique of cost benefit analysis, what is the cost and what is the benefit I'm going to get out of getting angry? I'm spoiling my relationship with my husband, with my spouse. What is the use? I'm spoiling the relationship with my son, with my daughter, with my relatives. What is the need? If you do cost benefit analysis of your anger, you 99% you will say koi zarurat nahi thi anger hone ki. So that's how you manage your anger. You're not suppressing your anger. You're rationalizing it. You're thinking about it. So an emotionally intelligent person knows how to manage their emotions. They learn the technique of doing it. And that makes them more trustworthy, most conscientious, most adaptable. Third is social awareness. How much I'm aware of others. First two were your own self-awareness and self-management. Now I go to others. How I view others. What is my level of social awareness? And first here comes to empathy. Oh, sorry, I forgot. Self-management, women score better. Satinder, they are better.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
They manage their emotions better.
Yes.
And that is why service industry, they are giving them a lot of jobs. Banking and insurance, hotel, because jahan pe bhi face-to-face interaction hai, wahan pe women know how to manage their emotions.
Yes.
So that is why women are getting good jobs in these sectors. Coming to, as a student of management, I have to see that where can my students be placed. So I tell my girl students, be girls, have whatever qualities you as a woman have, make use of those qualities. Don't act like men. Be what you are as women. आपके अंदर इतनी qualities हैं, so get jobs on those qualities. Don't act like men. उनकी अपनी हैं.
Very true, ma'am. Very true.
I have to act like a woman because मेरे अंदर इतनी qualities हैं which industry has started recognizing. So let me make use of those and get good jobs. Then coming to the social awareness, empathy. How can you think about others? Put yourself in the shoe of others. There is a difference between empathy and sympathy. I'm not talking of sympathy. Please, I'm not talking of sympathy. I'm talking about empathy. Empathy is put yourself in the shoe of other person and see how the shoe pinches. मेरे घर में गैस नहीं है, क्या मुसीबत आएगी मुझे पता है ना. HPCL should empathize with me. Once I was doing a training program and some people there told me, ma'am, HPCL में ही कर रही थी, मैम इतना लोग शोर मचाते हैं, उनको सिलेंडर नहीं मिलते हैं तो बहुत शोर मचता है, कस्टमर बहुत शोर मचाता है. ऐसे तेरे घर में गैस नहीं होगी ना तू भी मचाएगा. अब कल देखो चंडीगढ़ में लाइट नहीं थी. Power men were so clever.
Yeah.
They had power in their own houses.
Yeah.
They did not give power to others, but to their own families. अगर अपनी फैमिली को ना बीवी मार दी, तो बीवी के डर से उनको दे दी. See how smart people are, you know.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
To empathize with others. कल को किसी के बच्चे का एग्जाम है, तुम लाइट बंद करके बैठे हो. कोई बंदा हॉस्पिटल में मर रहा है, उसके लिए तो वो बड़े क्रूशियल मोमेंट्स है ना. 8 hours बंदा मर गया, तुम्हारा क्या गया. एम्पथाइज करो यार दुनिया के साथ. पुट योरसेल्फ इन द शू ऑफ अदर पर्सन. देन अच्छा, इसमें बड़ी इंटरेस्टिंग फाइंडिंग है. They still haven't been able to say who is more empathetic, women or men. They say that it's not still clear. Women appear to be more empathetic. क्योंकि अभी सत्येंद्र में से लड़ने लग जाएगी. Women appear to be more empathetic, but whether they are or not is still under question. We still haven't reached any conclusion.
Still not conclusive. Yes. Still.
मुझे लगता है कि ज्यादा नहीं होंगी empathetic. हाँ, women appear to be. अगर एक बच्चा रो रहा है, वुमन खड़ी हो जाएगी, पूछेगी क्यों भाई, क्यों रो रहा है? अ मैन में से रो रहा है, ठीक हो जाएगा, चुप हो जाएगा अपने आप. यू नो, थोड़ा फर्क है दोनों में. Then organizational awareness. How much I am aware about my organization. The ability to read the currents of organizational life, build decisions, networks, navigate politics. Women don't do very well in this. Organization awareness ज़्यादा नहीं होती है. घर बार, घर से office से घर, because she has a lot of responsibilities. So maybe that was why she doesn't put much time to organizational politics. Service orientation, the ability to recognize and meet customers' needs. Women do better. That is why service industry is picking them up. She understands customer needs better. What is customer looking for? Then social skills. In this, we see visionary leadership, the ability to make charge and inspire with a compelling vision. That is, you give vision to individuals, the team. Influence, the ability to wield a range of persuasive tactics. Women do very well. She can influence much better. घर में देखो, between father and mother. Mother has more influence. She is very persuasive. She makes children understand. Developing others. Again, women score high in this. She develops other people. That is why female teachers at the primary level, at the secondary level, are considered to be better. She develops, she nurtures the young ones. Communication skills. Women, of course, are better communicators. They communicate very well. Whatever needs to be said to the other person should be said. Effective communication should be there. Change catalyst. You have to bring changes. You have to act like a catalyst. Bring changes. Otherwise, you will not be able to survive and grow. You have to take people along. A critical mass को तैयार करना पड़ता है चेंज के लिए. अब देखो ये लड़ाई, ये जो कल स्ट्राइक हुई है चंडीगढ़ में इलेक्ट्रिसिटी वालों की, क्यों हुई है? Because it's a public sector unit. It has been taken over by a private sector. Now there's a lot of resistance. Bound to be there. People who are in that comfort zone don't want to be disturbed. It's a logical resistance to change. मैं सरकारी नौकर में हूं, मैं यूनिवर्सिटी की सरकारी नौकरी करती हूं, मैं बहुत कंफर्टेबल हूं, कंफर्ट जोन में हूं. कल को पंजाब यूनिवर्सिटी प्राइवेटाइज हो जाएगी, मैं तो बहुत परेशान हो जाऊंगी. But somebody has to tell me that how will it help me? How will it help the nation? How will it help the economy? Then I may get ready. Okay. With my little inconvenience, if my country can progress, go ahead. But somebody has to tell me, educate me, convince me. So you have to act like a catalyst for bringing change. So people with high emotional intelligence, leaders, can take critical mass together. कुछ लोग चेंज नहीं होंगे, उनको छोड़ दो. कुछ लोग बहुत जल्दी चेंज हो जाते हैं. They are swingers. They change very fast. But then there is a critical mass, 60%, which has to be changed. Their attitude has to be changed. सोसाइटी के अंदर So the leaders who have high emotional intelligence, they do that. For example, working women, education. There had to be some leaders at the national level who changed the attitudes of Indian society, that women have to be educated. Look at our grandmother, my grandmother. She was not at all educated. She got married at the age of 16, 17. Her major work was to look at home and to raise the family. Then came my mother, who was educated. Then I came. I was further well educated so that I can stand on my own feet. Now somebody changed the attitudes of my father, my brother. They sent me to Pune to do my MBA, SIBM. Who could think in 79? My husband helped me to do my PhD. They all helped me to be educated so that I can stand on my own feet. So there are some leaders who changed people's attitude towards women education, the critical mass. My grandfather used to say to my father, educate the daughters. It's very important. So he must have seen women who were not educated and were having very bad time. My grandfather, he told that to I was very young, but I remember him telling my father, educate your daughter, stand her, make her, let her stand on her own feet, and then marry her. So society changes, transition is there, and there has to be somebody doing that. So a leader has to be a change catalyst. Then conflict management. Oh my God. Somebody has to manage the conflict. Sometimes we don't manage it at all. We put it under the rug. Sometimes we accommodate with it. Sometimes we confront it. Okay, what is the problem? Let's do something about it. Women do very well. Conflict management. हर घर में हर जगह होती है conflict. Building bonds. You build bonds with other human beings. Try to understand their point of view. Love them. That is social skill. Then teamwork and collaboration. I learned to work in teams. I learned to listen to others. I learned to cooperate with others, collaborate with others, reaching to a consensus. I have to take care of that. If there is in a group of people, there are 10 people, 6 are agreeing with me, 4 are not. I can always say more than 50% people are agreeing. So I, as a leader, can make a decision, but I will not take. I will say why those 4 are not agreeing. Now there are some habitual people who will say no to everything. Just don't bother about them. But then there can be 1 or 2 who have to say something. I have to listen to them. Why they are not agreeing to my decision? I have to convince them. Once I convince them, then they help me. Then they collaborate. They participate. But if I ignore them, then there is a sabotage. So as a leader, when I have to work, I have to bring in consensus. Then I will be able to work better. Otherwise, there will be a lot of resistance. There will be a lot of conflicts. So everybody should feel that they are participating. They are helping me to make a decision. It's very important. So these were the 4 components of emotional intelligence. Now with this, thing. Now, all of us have this. We are all born with emotional intelligence. They are, the inner side of our limbic brain. It is there. But it enhances, it reduces, depends upon our situations or depends upon our experiences of life. So every child is born with emotional intelligence. All of us have. You have been working with emotional intelligence all your life without maybe even knowing, but we are all working with it. We are all managing our emotions some way or the other. Now, let us see the importance of emotional intelligence and leadership. There are basically, I'll be talking about 6 effective styles of leadership and their impact on organizational climate, on their excellence, organizational excellence. First is the coercive, I'll go one by one. Coercive leaders, authoritarian leaders, affiliative leaders, democratic leaders, pace-setting leaders. This is a new form of leadership which is coming in. And coaching leaders. आप ज़्यादा बुक्स में पेस सेटिंग लीडरशिप नहीं पढ़ोगे.
New one.
Coercive style. Here the leader's modus operandi is he demands immediate compliance. जैसे ही मैंने कहा, immediately things should be done. I have seen a lot of principals in the colleges or institutions. Immediate compliance होना चाहिए, whatever I tell. The style in phrases, do as I tell you. Now this also works in certain situations. Don't think that it doesn't work. Coercive leadership also works when there is crisis in the organization, with problem employees, people who don't work, people who don't want to work, people who don't have ability to work. It works best with those situations. Underlying EI competencies, emotional intelligence competencies, self-control, initiative, drive to achieve. The leaders who have this can become good coercive leaders. But the overall impact on the organization, if you use this style for a long time, it's negative. People are not happy with you. So it should not be used for a very long time, not on continuous basis. Once in a while, it's okay. Authoritative style. Here, leaders' modus operandi is he mobilizes people towards a vision. He mobilizes, he takes people along. The style and phrases, come with me. मैं दिखाता हूं आपको, आइए मेरे साथ. Works best in situations where changes are required, a new thinking and direction is required. Then the style works. Underlying EI competencies, self-confidence, empathy, change catalyst. Overall impact on the organization is positive. Affiliative style. Bhai Bandhu style. Leader's modus operandi is he creates harmony and builds emotional bonds. And the style and phrases, people come first. Works best in situations when building a team is required. Underlying emotional competencies, empathy. Leader who has empathy, he has building relationships and communication. And overall impact is positive. Democratic style. Leader's modus operandi is forges consensus through participation. जैसे अभी मैंने consensus की बात करी थी. I try to get consensus through participation. The style and phrases, what do you think? I ask, what do you think? How should we do it? Participative management. हम लोग participative management की बात करते हैं. आपको आपके टीचर्स ने कहा होगा participative management, the best management style, effective management. Okay, it works in certain situations. It works best in situations where competent employees are there. What they are lacking is motivation. I know my work, but I'm not motivated to work. Very comfortable. So that is why participative leadership works. You recognize my work. You give me importance. I work for you. But competent employees. I know my task. Underlying EI competency is collaboration, team leadership, and communication. I communicate well, team leadership is there, and collaborate. Overall impact is positive. Then this is a new style, which is an emerging style of leadership. This is called pace setting style. This is speed. You're running. So here leaders mod, because rate of change is very fast. So sometimes leaders really have to run very fast. So leaders modus operandi is sets high standards of performance. The style in phrases do as I do now. Works best in situations when team is highly motivated and competent. When my team is competent, when my team is motivated, now is the time to run. Underlying EI competences is drive to achieve, and there is a lot of initiative in these leaders. But ये हर जगह नहीं चलते. जहां लोगों ने काम ही नहीं करना, वहां नहीं चलेगा ये style. And this should not be for a very long time, because if you use the style for a very long time, it can be negative because people don't like to run fast. Then we have coaching style. Leaders' modus operandi is develops people for future. The style in phrases, I do not say what to do, how to do, try this and make up your own opinion. You know, try this. I don't say do this, do that. No, try this. Works best in situations with employees who are keen to learn and grow. Those employees who are keen to learn and grow, there you will have very good coaching style. But jahan pe employees are not interested, it doesn't work. Then EI competency is developing others. Self-awareness is very high. Empathic hote hain. And overall impact on the organization is very, very positive. Now, these are the 6 effective styles of leadership where you can get excellence. Now, effective leaders have more than one style. I cannot work with one style all my life. That I'm coercive, or I'm pace setting, or I'm coaching. It doesn't work. It differs from class to class. As a teacher, when I go to MBA, I'm a different teacher. When I go to PhD class, I'm a different teacher. वहां पे बदमाश है, पढ़ते नहीं है. You really have to be coercive. दूसरी तरफ PhD बेचारे सारा काम धंधा छोड़ के PhD कर रहे हैं, वो बेचारे पढ़ना चाहते हैं. I cannot use the same style of teaching. There I am little more coaching style. There I am more coercive. So as a teacher also, I have to change my style of leadership from class to class. हर जगह same style नहीं चलता. So effective leaders have more than one style. So your principals or your heads of the institutions cannot have one style. They try to have one style, and that is why they fail. They are not effective. They either use coercive style or affiliative style or coaching style. Every time the same style is being used. And then naturally in certain situations it fails. When you want to work, you're motivated, you know your work, then coaching style works. Pace setting style works. You can't use coercive style there. If you use coercive style, you're gone. And that is mismatch nahi hona chahiye. Situation ke saath. You have to understand your situation and then match your style. So, effective leaders, a lot of research has gone into them, and we have found that they have to use different styles in right measures in different situations. Now here your intelligence comes in. Nobody can teach you this. You have to use this on your own. Mix and match you have to do on your own. No teacher on this world can teach you this. Research has shown that leaders who have mastered 4 or more styles, especially the authoritative, affiliative, where to use authoritative style, where to use affiliative style, where to use democratic style, where to use coaching style, have the best climate and business performance. So this is what I talk about, excellence. If I have to get excellence, if I have to have the best climate, then the leaders, they have to use more than one style of leadership in different situations. So generally we have seen, research shows that leaders have these 5 or 4 basic styles in them. They see the situation and then act on it. Sometimes they will use coaching style, sometimes authoritative style. They change their style according to situation. Very few leaders know about all these 6 effective styles, and even fewer know when and how to use them. Now this when is very important, and how to use. ये तुम्हारा emotional intelligence है. Nobody can teach you this. They have to expand their knowledge about these styles. They have to learn to use them. For this, they have to enhance their emotional competencies. कहाँ चुप रहना है, कहाँ बोलना है. Somewhere silence is very good. Somewhere you could talk. Now, EI can be learned at any age. As I said, every human being is born with EQ, but you can enhance it as and when you can. So companies today are trying to enhance the emotional intelligence of their leaders as well as their employees, everyone. So they are called emotionally intelligent organizations. They are called. We are working on those. We are trying to make our organizations more emotionally intelligent. Leaders as well as our other subordinate staff, everyone, but requires a lot of time, practice, and commitment. How do you do it? You prepare the individual. You prepare the individual that these are your areas where you are not doing well. Here we use 360-degree feedback. Your peers, your subordinates, your superiors, your colleagues, everybody tells you what is wrong with you. Your mind is prepared to change. And then you transform. Your mentor is there to transform you. There is a lot of mentoring done. And you have to have supportive environment. It's not that people are ridiculing you. It's not that they are making your life miserable. They are not that they are transferring you to Timbuktu because you are not performing well. So there is a supportive environment. And in that supportive environment, I can help people to become more emotionally intelligent. A lot of work goes in for it. It's just simply, I have explained to you that we can enhance emotional intelligence at any age. Now, a person of my age, I say, मैं तो बहुत बूढ़ी हो गई हूँ भाई, अब मैं तो नहीं करूँगी, ऐसा नहीं है. They can enhance my emotional intelligence if they want to. Now, EI motivates leaders to pursue their unique potential and purpose and activates their innermost values and aspirations, transforming them from things they think about to what they like. So ultimately, that is the final note. I want to go back. To the candidates. That's it. View can be enhanced. You can all put on your videos, please, and put on your mics. All right. I sent you one performer. I had sent to Madam Kavita, and I think she must have given it to you. And I requested her that you should all have a hard copy of that questionnaire. Do you have all that? Satinderji?
Participants, please let ma'am know how many of you have the hard copies with you.
All right. So we can start with it. This is a self-evaluation form, and it just measures your emotional intelligence. You can keep it with you. I will not ask you what is your level of emotional intelligence. Just you can do it on your own. Now, the purpose of this self-evaluation is to measure your tendencies and abilities within various areas of emotional intelligence. The emotional intelligence self-evaluation measures 5 areas: emotional awareness, managing one's emotions, self-motivation, empathy, and coaching others' emotions. So in part 1, you have rating, part 2, scoring, and part 3 is interpreting your scores. So part 1, rating, and you have been rated in this way. 1 is disagree very much. Number 2 is disagree moderately. 3 is disagree slightly. 4 is agree slightly. 5 is agree moderately. 6 is agree very much. So it's a 6-point scale. And for each statement, you can write down your point. For example, I use both negative and positive emotions as a source of wisdom about how to navigate my life. So you can mark anything. Number 2, negative feelings help me to address what I need to change in my life. Number 3, I'm calm under pressure. Number 4, I have the ability to monitor my feelings from moment to moment. When challenged, I'm good at getting calm and focused to flow with life's demand. When challenged, I'm able to summon a wide range of positive emotions such as fun, joy, fighting spirit, and humor. I am in charge of how I feel. Eighth, after something has upset me, I find it easy to regain my composure. Number 9, I'm effective at listening to other people's problems. 10th, I do not recycle and dwell on negative emotions. 11, I'm sensitive to the emotional needs of others. I have a calming influence on other people.
Ma'am, should I speak the rest?
I'm quite used to speaking.
Okay.
I'm able to motivate myself to try again in the face of setbacks. I try to be creative with life's challenges. I respond appropriately to other people's moods, motivations, and desires. I can easily enter into a zone state or a state characterized by calmness, alertness, and focus. When the time is right, I face my negative feelings and work through what the issue is. I'm capable of soothing myself after an upsetting event. Knowing my true feelings is crucial to my well-being. I'm good at understanding the emotions of other people, even when the emotions are not directly expressed. I'm adept at reading people's feelings by their facial expressions. I can easily set negative feelings aside when called upon to perform. I'm aware of subtle social signals that indicate what others need. People view me as an effective coach for others' emotions. People who are aware of their true feelings are better pilots of their lives. I'm often able to improve the moods of others. I'm a good person to come to for advice about handling relationships. I'm strongly attuned to others' feelings. I help others use their motivations to achieve their personal goals. I can easily shake off negative feelings. जितने भी effective leaders हैं, they have these characteristics. Transformation leaders में भी यही होता है. I'll give you one or 2 minutes more. You can fill up if something is left, all these 31. If you have any questions, Satinder can help me.
Yes, any participant who wants to clarify something? If you want to know the meaning of any statement, please let ma'am know.
It's Sabina Chadda ji. Sabina?
Sabina ma'am?
Sabina? Devaki? Sanjeeva? Rajbir Kalo?
Please respond.
They are not responding.
Yeah. Please respond. Ma'am is calling names. Please respond.
They are saying that you unmute them. I think you are not unmuting them. Yeah. Sabina?
Yes.
Sabina, any questions? I liked your name. That's why I called you. Ma'am, generally these people are from Chandigarh or from all over the country?
They are all over from
all over the country. Looks like a lot of South Indian.
Yeah, we have many people from South, many participants.
Yes, Devki, Dr. Kulveer, anything? You agree or you disagree with me?
रेखा मैम वो पार्टिसिपेंट्स को ना अनम्यूट करने का ऑप्शन वो कर दो प्लीज. हाँ नहीं, वो आपने ऑप्शन किया हुआ है ना कि डोंट अलाउ द पार्टिसिपेंट्स टू अनम्यूट देमसेल्फ, इसलिए वो अनम्यूट नहीं कर पा रहे अपने आप को।
3 बंदे हैं मार के।
I think the technical team is looking into it. How can they unmute the participants?
Ma'am, now they can unmute themselves.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Yes, please. Participants, if you want to any question.
So that you can start करना।
Participants, any question related to the statements of the questionnaire, please let ma'am know.
Now I go to the next part.
Yes, ma'am. Scoring?
Scoring.
Yes, ma'am.
So what you do is add your score for the various areas of emotional intelligence. I have divided these questions in 5 areas. Now item number 1, 2, 4, 17, 19 and 25. Whatever score you have given them, for example, in item number 1, whatever score you have given, in item number 2, whatever score you have given, in item number 4, whatever score you have given, 17, 19, 25, add it up. Add all the 6 scores of all the 6 items. So that will be your score of emotional awareness. Because these questions are pertaining to emotional awareness. They are all scattered. We didn't give it.
These cover 5 areas, but they are scattered all over the questionnaire.
All over the questionnaire.
Yes,
yes. Otherwise, you tend to repeat your answer.
Yes, ma'am.
Then managing one's emotions. Item number 3, 7, 8, 10, 18, 30. So add these 6. That will be your score for managing one's emotions, self-management.
Managing one's emotions.
Then self-motivation, 5, 6, 13, 14, 16 and 22. That gives you the score for self-motivation. How much motivated you are by your own self. Not somebody is not kicking you. It's just on your own. Your inner motivation is there in you. You want to do work on your own. Nobody tells me to teach well. It is my own motivation to teach well as a teacher. So that is what it is. Then item number 9, 11, 20, 21, 23, 28. That will give you your level of empathy. Sutinder, इसमें आप देख लेना women और men में.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Empathy.
Empathy 9, 11, 20, 21, 23, 28.
Yes, ma'am.
And finally, coaching others' emotions. 12, 15, 24, 26, 27, and 29. That gives me the score of coaching others' emotions.
Coaching others'
social skills.
Means understanding.
Social skills, yeah, understanding others.
Understand.
So we are ready with our scores. So you can say your score will lie between, in each case, maximum will be 30 and 30. 6 330,
Six
and least
minimum?
will be 1.
6, 1.
So we have collected a lot of data of a lot of people, and I have one score of that also. You can compare I mean, we have collected from a lot of people. So for emotional awareness, if your score is 31 or above, then it's definitely a strength. It means you are emotionally very much aware of yourself. If your score is 31 or above, if you are between 26 and 30,
Ma'am, for
that
above
means,
one, we can say that it high on this.
yes. Now, if you have 26 and 30, needs some development. In certain pockets, you are weak. You need to improve yourself. 25 or below, you need substantial development in this area. I mean, you are very weak on your awareness. That depends on you. You check it up yourself. I'm not going to ask you your scores. It is for your own enlightenment.
Your own analysis.
Yeah, it's a self-evaluation.
Yes.
And it's for your own this thing. If you feel that you're scoring low in this, so improve your emotional awareness. Try to know more about your emotions. When do you get angry? When do you become sad? When do you when you are happy? Try to motivate yourself for resilience. कोई दुख आ गया, कैसे उसको हम निपट रहे हैं, you know, how are we dealing with it?
Yes.
You know, these days the problem with today's generation, especially the students, because we are all dealing with them, I find is adversity quotient, AQ. They do not know how to manage adversity, how to manage sadness.
Okay.
They break because they're not used to taking no for an answer.
Yes.
I want something, I get it. So if I have to face a failure, when all of us sitting here, we have all faced some failure or the other in life. But from that failure, we must learn and inspire ourselves to do better next time and see in which areas I'm not good, in which areas I'm good. Let me improve myself so that I am successful the next time. But these children, they don't see that. As teachers, it is our duty to see that these children learn how to take failure. It's very easy to take success. जो बच्चा फेल होता है ना क्लास में, we have to take care of that child. We have to be more careful with him. You know, today's child doesn't know because we as teachers, we as parents have never taught them. If a boy is in love with a girl and if girl says no, he will commit suicide.
Yes.
Stupid boy.
Very true.
You read so many of them in the newspapers. So what? If she has left you, doesn't matter. Try to find out what did she not like in you. Don't break yourself. You know, as Satinder mentioned in the beginning, that I was DSW for 5 years.
Yes.
In students welfare in Punjab University for 5 years. And I was woman, DSW woman, because the number of women in university is very, very high.
Yes.
We have 75% girls in the university. So what I used to find was that these children, they are so vulnerable. They cannot take no for an answer. There was one girl, I came to know that she has eaten medicine, some goli khali, wanted to die. The warden had to take her immediately to hospital. I found out what happened. Why? She says, ma'am, I had a love affair with the boy and the boy left me. I said, so? Manika, you came to the university in the month of July. You are in first year. And in December, you are committing a suicide. I mean, you tell me in these 4 or 5 months, you met the boy, you became such a good friend that you have reached to that level of death also for him. Because he said, no, you are finished. Try to see why he said no. Maybe there may be some weaknesses in you, or maybe he is not a good boy, whatever it is. So, we have to make our children understand their emotion, their sadness, how to manage their sadness. They do not know how to take failure. टूट जाते हैं. I remember, when my son had to appear for interview, he was an engineer, and campus interviews, first day, a company came, and he could not make it in that company. In those days, mobiles used to be very, very expensive. He used to call me after every 10 minutes. Mom, I couldn't get it. I said, first day is not over. You have other companies, appear for them. So at night, on the very first day, on the night, at 12 o'clock, he got a job with Wipro. And then, thank God, I've got it. I was very upset with him. I said, you do not know how to take failure? If you would not have got it, so what? You could have got it in second, third, fourth company. Why do you want to have job in the very first company which came to your campus? Why can't you take no for an answer? Okay, you couldn't make it. Go to the next. They are equally good companies. I was very upset with him. I said, your adversity quotient is very low. You cannot take failure. In life, you will have success as well as failures. So we as teachers have to make our students also emotionally intelligent. We first of all have to make ourselves emotionally intelligent and then make them also. That's important. I mean, awareness is very, very important. Then you come to...
that day, ma'am, I was reading somewhere, we have to teach them it's okay to be not okay.
Huh? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, how many of us, we don't know so many things,
Yes.
We learn from each other, isn't it?
Yes.
So what? So what?
So what?
There's part of learning, and unlearning is part of life.
Yes.
I have to unlearn so many things also.
Yes, ma'am.
And learn so many things. If I don't learn, I'm behind.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm behind the world. Okay. Then, if your score is 32 or above in managing one's emotions, it's definitely a strength in you. If your score is between 27 and 31, you need some development. If it is 26 or below, you need substantial development. So these are overall scores of the population. Then self-motivation. If you are 31 or above, it is definitely your strength. If it is between 27 or 30, you need some development. If it is 26 or below, you need substantial development. Empathy, 31 or above, definitely a strength. 26 or 30, need some development. 25 or below, need substantial development. Coaching others, 30 or above, definitely a strength. 25 to 29, need some development. 24 or below, need substantial development. Mostly, the population is between 26 and below 26, generally. Certain pockets, where you are weak in, and you're good in some other pockets. It depends. You may be very good in one pocket, you may not be good in some other pocket. So as a student of human relations, we have to keep on improving ourselves. But we should have good resilience. We should have good adversity quotients. So as leaders, if you want your organizations to be excellent, then be high on emotional intelligence. So today we are trying our leaders to be emotionally intelligent as well as employees to be emotionally intelligent also, so that we can make the entire organization emotionally intelligent organization. So a lot of organizations are working on it. They are taking help of psychologists, they are taking help of consultants who can help them, but it should be done in a very supportive environment, not in hostile environment. We are not trying to ridicule others. We are not trying to leg pull others. We are trying to build people. We are trying to nurture people. That is very important.
Yes, ma'am.
It's not that we are bullying somebody or saying that, oh, you are not good in this, oh, you are good in this. We are not bullying anybody. We are trying to make things. So this is how I thought this will help you. Emotional intelligence and leadership is something which a lot of research is going on, and transformational leaders, they have to be high on emotional intelligence. We are doing a lot of research on this area, that leadership styles, transformational leadership styles are those styles where leaders are working, leaders are high on emotional intelligence. So see to it that you yourself are high on emotional intelligence. See that what is the level of emotional intelligence of your heads of the institution. Tomorrow you become the head, have a high emotional intelligence. Take care of your own emotions, take care of emotions of others. Understanding. You have to understand the emotions of others. You have to learn that skill of understanding other people. Then only you will be a successful leader. But if you do not think about it, it's not possible. So careful about these 4 components of emotional intelligence. And minded, emotional intelligence is with everyone. It's just that you have to enhance it or lower it as the situation is. And in different situations, you have to use different styles of leadership. You have to use different form of emotional competencies in you. And all the situations are not the same. Even as a teacher also, you will see that all the classes are not equally motivated to work. Somewhere you have to be a little more coercive, a little more, more difficult. Somewhere you have to be affiliative. Somewhere you have to be more coaching. For example, for PhD classes, we have to be a little more coaching, style, because they leave their jobs and come and do their PhDs. So they are a little more interested in doing their PhD. Even in MBA also, I find a lot of students, they leave their jobs and come. They're very serious. They want to learn a lot from us. And I'm really surprised sometimes that because they have left something very important and they're doing their MBAs. So they are very, very motivated to work. They want to learn as much as possible. So until and unless you are, so along with your high IQ, along with your high technical capabilities, you have to be high on your EQ. And that is why you will find that in a lot of specialists, like, as I said, I took the name of PGI, I do a lot of consultancy to them. I do take a lot of training programs. I'm totally, I mean, I feel very this thing that if I could help them, because they are very good cardiologists, they are very good neurologists, they are very good gynecologists, but they can't take team along.
Yes.
All their juniors are not working. They are not motivated team. They can't take the team along because they lack EQ. They don't understand. They are not empathetic. I asked them one question one day. I said, you keep on, saying that my juniors, my nursing staff or my other staff, clinical staff, that they are not at all motivated to work. They don't want to work, ma'am. They don't want to work. I asked them one question. I said, doctor, how many times have you gone for a conference in last 1 year or for any growth opportunity? He says innumerable times, innumerable. I don't even remember. He says, how many times I've gone? I said, how many times your nursing staff has gone? How many times your other staff has gone? Never. They have come, they have joined the hospital, They are at the same position. Now they are human beings. They also want to grow. It's not only you as a doctor who want to grow. They also want to have growth. They also want to be recognized. They also want their efforts to be recognized. What have you been doing? What have you done for them? Nothing. So that is why your level of motivation and their level of motivation cannot be the same. So इसकी knowledge होनी चाहिए ना, इसकी समझ होनी चाहिए, and this comes with your EQ when you are empathetic, when you care for others, when you understand others, when you understand the emotions of others. So that EQ has to be higher, and that can be enhanced. As I said, it can be enhanced. Organization has to make an effort to do it. If you have any questions, we are ready for it.
Yes.
That's what I wanted to talk about.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, participants, you can unmute yourself and ask questions. If you have any query, any doubt, what ma'am has talked about, I think ma'am has talked about emotional intelligence in such a detailed way. And we are really thankful to you, ma'am. Any participant?
I thought there's no need of doing theories of leadership because all of you must have read it. So something new I wanted to talk about.
Ma'am,
Without research, yes.
One thing I wanted to ask, emotional labor is the same as emotional regulation and emotional control?
Yeah, it helps in regulating. Yes,
it helps. Emotional labor is okay.
Actually, emotional labor word has been given by Hofstede. You know, she has done a lot of work.
Yes.
Now, emotional labor is, you know, when my displayed emotion and my felt emotion are different.
Felt emotion.
Yes, my felt emotion is different. जैसे मैंने आपको example मेरा नाम जोकर picture का दिया था.
Yes.
That fellow was so sad because his mother has, anybody would be sad when your mother has died. But then he could not, in his official this thing, he could not show sadness. He was the joker. He had to make everybody laugh. So he had to pretend that he is happy. That was his displayed emotion. You have to work sometimes when there is a difference between felt emotion and displayed emotion, because organization wants it like that. Then you have to do emotional labor. Like I said, salesman, there can be some customers who are highly demanding. They can be very cheap. They can be very, mean, very mean. But then he cannot show his anger, because if he shows in anger, his sales dips down, and the organization will be annoyed with him that you have made one customer annoyed. So that anger is going to be very expensive for him. He cannot afford that anger. Same you find in airlines also. Sometimes these air hostesses, they are very badly and rudely talked with people, but they cannot show their, always they will have a smiling face. That is your felt. अंदर से तो दिल कर रहा होगा दो थप्पड़ लगाऊं, but then you can't do that, So your displayed emotion and your felt emotions sometimes have to be different, and for that you have to do labor. That is emotional labor. Like you have mental labor. Like हम teachers लोग ज़्यादा mental labor करते हैं. जो सड़क पे जो है मजदूर वो physical labor ज़्यादा करता है. So it's a kind of a labor. Service industry में emotional labor is very important.
Labor means like expressing differently.
अपने आप को रोकना पड़ता है ना, restrain करना पड़ता है. That is what is called labor in this. Yes. I have to, for example, women, you may be very unhappy, but you can't sometimes in the family when you're moving around, you can't show that you're not happy.
Yes.
So you have to face as if you're so happy,
Yes.
That is emotional labor. A woman has to do.
Yes. Yes.
Your felt emotion and your displayed emotions are very different. Displayed तो बड़ी खुश है, felt होता है कि सबको लगाऊं एक एक.
Yeah.
You're so angry.
Yeah.
Yeah. And anger has to be managed. It should not be suppressed. This I want to tell you. Please don't suppress your anger, because suppression of anger creates a lot of problems. It can lead to diabetes. It can lead to high blood pressure. So I always tell people that you must manage your anger, rationalize it, that there is no need to get angry. Rationalize your anger behavior.
Yes, ma'am, by doing the cost benefit analysis.
By doing cost benefit analysis, sometimes by
Yes.
writing also. You just write.
It's very important.
Some people go for a walk, they just leave the situation. It depends. Everybody has a different way of sorting out. But
Yes.
I find even writing out, sometimes I get so angry and then I write down. I say, what for am I getting angry? Nothing. Hardly means anything. Just forget it. I have to live. I have to lead a life. Sometimes spouses get so angry with our spouses. So in the end, you come to what for we are fighting. Nothing is there.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. We all are moving towards the same goal. We can have disagreements. We can have disagreements. There's no harm in that. Constructive disagreements are very important. You must have constructive disagreements. You don't have all the time agree with your husband. You can show your disagreement.
Yeah.
If it is for good, show it.
Disagreements are always there when there are two people. Disagreement
should be there. जहाँ बर्तन होंगे वहाँ खनकेंगे. I mean,
yes, it is there. It is there.
Conflict should be handled carefully and in a more intelligent way. You know, that is again part of emotional intelligence. How you handle conflicts. Your conflict. You know, emotionally intelligent human beings, they handle their conflicts in a very better way.
Yes, we cannot.
They confront.
We cannot.
They don't accommodate.
Yes, we can.
We cannot accommodate. We should not all the time given, you know. But sometimes we have to find out what is the real reason. Maybe we are wrong. We must confront. Okay, this is the issue. Solve it. You know, a lot of problems are getting solved because of that. We have to sometimes confront them. For example, bankers go for strike very often. No, government always accommodates with them.
Yes.
You have to find out the reason why. What is wrong? Yes. Their performance appraisal system is not proper.
Yes, ma'am.
That is why there is no this thing. So it depends. Okay. Okay. Any more questions?
Anybody, please?
Yes.
If you have any questions.
Dr. Saurabh wants to ask something?
Saurabh sir? Okay.
या तो पता नहीं मेरी बात समझ में नहीं आई.
I think बहुत अच्छी तरह से I think बहुत अच्छी तरह से समझ आ गई है.
Otherwise, you're right. Okay then.
Yes. Okay then. Thank you.
Sindar ma'am, please, ma'am, please announce for the group photograph.
Yes. Okay, please.
So there's a group photograph.
Participants, yeah. All the participants are requested to go on for the group photograph.
Hello, Rakhi. How are you?
Please put your videos on for a photograph, group photograph with ma'am. Everybody, I request everybody. It's a request again to put the videos on for group photograph. Can we have it, Maninda ma'am, now?
Yes, ma'am, it is done.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much, Professor Meenakshi ma'am, for a very enlightening session on leadership and excellence. The takeaway of the day is that besides having different types of skills and besides having high IQ, the leaders must develop high emotional intelligence. They should give appreciation and recognition to the workers Another important thing is that all of us need to manage our anger by doing cost benefit analysis. What am I getting out of it? Why am I being angry? A leader has to be a change catalyst. And in order to be successful, leaders should be good at conflict resolution, building bonds, and bringing consensus in the organization. Leaders have to use different types of strategies and different types of leadership styles, because no one style is effective in all situations. So a good leader is that who uses different types of styles in different situations. And last but not the least, leaders should give growth opportunities, as ma'am gave a very nice example of the doctors, that ma'am asked them how many times have they given growth opportunities to the nurses. So it is very important for the leaders to give growth opportunities to their employees. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am. It was a very enlightening session on leadership and excellence. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Ma'am, Rakhi ma'am want to ask something.
Yes. Yes, Rakhi ma'am.
वो बोल नहीं पा रही है उसको अनम्यूट करो
उन्होंने फिर आ रही आवाज हाँ जी
Yes ma'am.
थोड़ी चलिए हाँ जी यस राखी मैम
Okay, very good afternoon, Dr. Meenakshi Malhotra. Because actually, Meenakshi ma'am, तो I've been a student of UBS, as you all know, and it was such a pleasure to be her student. तो इनको ना मम्मा बोलते थे, ये हमारी मम्मा है. So that is the connection between Meenakshi ma'am and us. और बहुत बढ़िया लेक्चर था मैम. इट वाज सो क्लोज टू माय हार्ट जो आपने बोला. इट्स ऑलमोस्ट स्पिरिचुअल टॉक व्हाट यू गेव टुडे लाइक अ संत. हाँ, तो एक तो टेक अवे मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा कि वी शुड टेक चार्ज ऑफ आवर इमोशंस. वो हमने काम कर लिया ना तो बहुत बड़ी बात हो जाएगी. क्योंकि नॉर्मली क्या होता है, हम लोग ना फुटबॉल बन जाते हैं ऑफ अदर पीपल्स ओपिनियंस एंड फूक निकल जाती है 2 मिनट में. कोई की तारीफ करते चढ़ गए और कुछ कह दिया तो लटक गया मुंह, है ना. तो उस चक्कर में ना ये हमारा जो इमोशंस है वो टर्मोइल आ जाता है. तो मुझे लगता है कि हम अपने इमोशंस का जो चार्ज है वो खुद के हाथ में रखें, ना कि दूसरों के हाथ में दे दें. तो लर्न कर रही हूँ मैं भी बहुत, और जर्नी सबके साथ ऐसे इंस्टेंसेस आते ही होंगे. आप अपने इमोशंस को लाइक अ क्लाउड समझें कि स्काई इज परमानेंट, क्लाउड्स कम एंड क्लाउड्स गो, एंड देन यू आर फ्री. हाँ, आप सेम ही हैं. यू आर जस्ट परमानेंट, दे आर इम्परमानेंट थिंग्स. इमोशंस को आइडेंटिटी मत बनाइए. दैट्स माय from this lecture. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
To add one thing more, Rakhi's husband, Dr. Jagwant, और मैं classmates थे. We did our PhD together.
Okay.
He was my classmate when I was doing pre-PhD program, and we really behaved like students, naughty students. Never used to attend classes and go for strike as and when wanted.
Yes.
So, Rakhi's husband Jagwant and me, we are classmates in our pre-PhD programs, and we did a lot of masti together. Okay, all right. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Tomorrow
Nice.
we are.
I hope I could my lecture could be of some use to the participants. I will be very happy.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So much. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
So I'm leaving the meeting now. Okay.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. We'll have lunch break now, and we'll meet after lunch break now. 2:30. Please join on time, participants. I request all participants to join the session on time. It happens that the resource person comes, the speaker comes and starts speaking, and we don't have a reasonable good number of participants with us. So I request, please join on time. Thank you.